I mean, there's a lot, but I think the biggest thing I would tell my younger self is that, like, to have patience and to not look at any situation as good or bad. And I was talking to Janie about this earlier, and it's easy to, when you're in the storm, to feel as if it's a bad thing and that you shouldn't be in the storm and you've got to get out of the storm. But most of the times, life's biggest lessons come from the darkest places. And so everyone wants to be happy, everyone wants to feel that. And if you haven't watched the Disney movie In and Out, it's probably the greatest movie ever made, but really didn't get a lot, Inside Out, didn't get a lot of praise. But in order to know what happiness is, you have to experience sadness. And the lessons that you learn in those moments are what define you as a man or as a woman. And we're all too often want to escape that. You know, escape it through sedation, escape it through running away, whatever it is. Yet those are the moments that really teach us how to live in this life. And so as I've gotten older, and I'm really not that old, but as I've gotten older, I've kind of changed the approach to the universe, like, well, bring it the fuck on. Because it's those things that continue to shape and mold and give me the experience to be able to sit here and share stuff. And it's not the moments of happiness that people want to hear about. They want to hear about how did you get through this, how did you get over this, how did you overcome that. And so as you look back, you start to realize that the past is really what is powerful in your life, and that your story of your life is what the lessons you share. So you know, that would be my thing.
I want to ask you all these questions. Yeah. Wow, this is so awesome. It's like a dream.
I would say the sooner that you stop worrying so much about what everyone else is doing and everyone else's goals and everyone else's dreams, and you just quiet your mind and focus on what fulfills you, the sooner you can accomplish what you find fulfilling, or what your goals are, what your dreams are, because all the other stuff gets in the way and it takes you so much longer to get to that goal. So no rules, there are no rules, just make your own rules.
So for those of you who don't know me, I'm John Davidson. I'm the physical therapist that helps out MASH.
Thank God.
Yeah, I stay busy. As soon as I'm done here, I've got some things to do.
You need my hip, yeah.
We're going to get the hip as straight as we can. That's so true what she just said. You can't think about what anybody else does, because as soon as you start worrying about what everybody else, changes what you do. But for me, I'll take it from a physical therapy standpoint. It's so difficult to give somebody a plan and for people to persevere and stick through it and trust the process. So I think that would have been a big lesson for me, is that, you know, you may not see the results right away, and it doesn't even look like you're getting results. And there are actually times where you're moving backwards and you're like, what am I even doing? I'm wasting my time. I mean, I can't tell you how many weightlifters I have here. Robert Guerin, who just hit a lifetime goal to hit 120 kilo on clean and jerk. And this time last year, he couldn't stand up at work because his back was hurting so bad. You know what I mean? He literally couldn't stay. He had to have a stool at work. He would stand up, and he came to me, and it's been a year of working together, and how many people would have quit in the process and just said, you know what, this isn't for me. And he's still doing what he loves. You know, it's not always roses.
Hey, I'm Alex Macklin, and one of the things I was thinking about was if I were to tell myself younger, I would say that, you know, you may not always know what you want to do, but you know who you are and what you believe in and what your values are, and you really need to stay true to that and go seek out people with similar values and that believe in the same things. And I mean, you can have people that challenge your beliefs and things like that, but as far as like your core values and who you are, you got to stay true to that and really seek out people who you align with that. Because if you're working or doing things with people that they're completely opposite of what you truly value, you're going to be unhappy. And where you really find happiness is where you find people that you align with in terms of your values. So that's what I would tell myself.
Well, a couple of things, and I think everybody kind of said the same thing. Do what you really, really like is one thing, and that's not anything new that anybody else hasn't said outside of this building. But also something that, and this is pragmatic as hell, this is nothing philosophical or anything. If I was younger, as looking back, I'd become a much better businessman or find a much better businessman to manage me. Because coaches without businessmen are poor people that can't affect anybody. And it's one of the frustrating things about being a coach is, well, coaches all believe they've got the thing. They know what to do. They've got a certain thing that they can do. They've got a certain path that they want their athletes to take. But if you aren't making money at it, you aren't going to be able to do that. And that's probably the most frustrating thing that's ever followed me through coaching over the years. Is just not being able to do it full time because I was working at Hackensack or something to support my coaching habit. Doing some sort of job to support the coaching habit. So and most coaches aren't natural businessmen. They're teachers at the base of it. And one way or another, you either got to force yourself to get in there and learn how, or you got to get hooked up with somebody that knows something about it and work out some sort of a compromise or a partnership that helps you both. But get that done early, and later on, you're going to have a lot better experiences. Things will come out that you were able to do coaching that you are struggling to do, all through your life if you don't have money, period. Done. Okay.
All right, one more thing. You guys want to grab, there's way more chairs, or you can stand, if you're just like fitness nuts.
I would have one more thing for all of you athletes. I would love to share this because I wish someone had told me this when I was a kid. For anyone who's ever been to the top, or if you're chasing, say you want to be an Olympian, you want to be a world champion, you want to be the best at whatever you want to do. Like, if you think when you get there that the skies are going to part and the sun's going to shine down and the universe is going to stop and say, look at you, it's not going to happen. So, I was that guy. I remember in 1999, I was hiking with a friend and I said, one day I'm going to break Ed Cohn's world record. Which at this time it stood forever, and fast forward to 2004, it was still standing, and I broke that world record. And it was cool, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to lie. They say it wasn't cool for that moment, it was. I remember, it was awesome. I remember pulling the deadlift. It was almost frightening because it was a deadlift I know I was going to get, but I was like, oh my God, I don't think this world record can be broken. I'm probably going to drop it somehow. Because the record has stood for over 15 years. But I pulled it, and I put it down. It was a very surreal moment. I stood up, I put my finger in the air. And the weekend was great. And come Monday, I couldn't get out of bed, and my whole body hurt. And I thought something had happened. I was super sick. I went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, dude, you are depressed. I'm like, wait now. I'm the champ. The champ can't be depressed. He's like, I don't care if you're the champion or who you are, you're depressed, And so, anyway, the moral of my story is this, is that if you put everything, if weightlifting or powerlifting or whatever, business, whatever you're doing is your idol, if it's what you think is going to make your world better, it's probably not going to. So, but if I had gone back to that moment when I was an athlete and I was winning and I was doing all these great things, if I had looked at that as for opportunities to help other people during that whole time, it would have been all for a much better cause. And I think even winning would have been a lot better because I could have looked at it as oh wow, it's a chance to help even more people. So if you're up and coming, then I hope that winning is not just like the end all be all of your life. Because if it is, there's going to come a reckoning in your life where you're going to have to look yourself in the mirror and say, oh my God, now what? And that's a terrible place to be. Then I won that world championship. Then a few months later, I broke that record again and won again. And by Monday, I was sick again. It wasn't until I figured that there was something missing big in my life. So I'm hoping that my kids, a big part of why I coach is to pass on this moral, this lesson. It just cannot be the end all of your life. There has to be something much bigger. I mean, for me, it's God. I mean, for whatever, I'm not here trying to preach to you, but I'm just saying for me, that's what it was. And my family is like, the way I love my wife and my children. I hope that my sons and my daughter can see the way I love their mother. That, to me, is winning. So I'm hoping as you guys are up and coming and you're trying to win all these championships, I hope you realize there's much more to life than just winning.
That's powerful because, can I interject? Open forum.
Open forum.
Just the other day on ESPN, I don't know, maybe 6